Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys in California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives us more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Family, we're going to take a look here at 2nd Esdras 15. But we're going to take a look at it from a Bible from 1801. Now, many of the Gentiles were probably unaware that the Apocrypha was in these Bibles before their church organizations decided to take them out. But as they were taking them out, they were taking out pieces here and there. See, all of these older Bibles here have like little summaries and synopsises of the chapter. So here for 2nd Esdras 15, that the vast majority of the Christians and Catholics don't even have in their Bibles, or they've been manipulated if they do have it. They don't have the summary, okay? Now, something that you're going to see, just because you guys have taken these summaries and these precepts out of your Bible, doesn't mean that these prophecies are not going to come true. They're going to come true nonetheless. But the only thing that's going to happen, that's happening now, is that you are totally unaware that these prophecies are being fulfilled now. This is what the wicked do. They know that these prophecies are being fulfilled. But the vast majority of the parishioners, the vast majority of people who go to these churches, are being led by these priests and preachers. They're all pretty much, most of them are unaware that these prophecies are being fulfilled in their lifetime. That's why they come up with all of these fake events to make it seem as if the things they've been telling you is the truth. All of these events are all being faked in order to hide the fact that true prophecy is being fulfilled, and they don't want you to realize that they've been hiding all this information from you. See, in 2nd Esdras 15, look at what it says right here. This prophecy is certain. God will take vengeance upon the wicked, upon Egypt, and horrible vision. Babylon and Asia are threatened. This prophecy is certain. God will take vengeance upon the wicked. So your churches have taught you that you're free and clear. You said Jesus. So therefore, don't worry about the Most High taking vengeance upon the wicked, because you're not the wicked anymore, because you've been washed in the blood of Christ. But see, in 1801, they allowed this information to still be spread and disseminated between the masses. We were still enslaved. We still weren't reading for the most part. We still didn't know who we were. We were still serving our punishment. So in order for them to be able to live and continue life, they started to get rid of this information, get rid of this understanding, hide books, hide information. They're not letting the world realize that the only ones that have been given authority over the scriptures are the Most High's chosen people. So at this time, those are the ones you should be searching out, And those are the ones you should be listening to. But you listen to everyone except for the Most High's chosen people. These summaries are very important. This prophecy is certain. Well, wouldn't you want to know which prophecy is certain? Which prophecy is for sure going to happen? If the Most High says that this prophecy is certain and God will take vengeance upon the wicked, I think I would want to go into that, find out some more information about that, get some more understanding concerning this topic. Not leave it up to my pastor, not leave it up to my priest. If you haven't noticed, take a look at the stories that you're seeing being posted on social media. They are trying so hard to make these fake events seem like prophecy being fulfilled. Any little, any little blurb in the news of something happening, and they just run with it as if it's some type of prophecy. Oh, they shot 100 rockets at Israel. Is this Armageddon? Is this the beginning of the end for Israel? Within a couple of days, that story is falls off, front page, and now it's back behind the pages, back in the back of the, 10 pages, 20 pages in. Last week, Nancy Pelosi, she's going to go to Taiwan and they're going to shoot down her plane. Oh, this is the dragon. This is prophecy right here. There comes World War III right now. China either is going to do something or they're going to look like punks. So what do? Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out and have some drills. We're going to go out and shoot off some missiles. We're going to go in and fly some planes. Oh, this is prophecy right here. This is prophecy. And then a few days later, that falls off the front page halfway into the front page, into the newspaper. You don't even hear about that anymore. Oh, Ukraine. Oh, the special forces came in and they blew up some weapons cache in Crimea. Oh, this is the beginning of the end. This is Gog Magog. And then people start getting a little excited. And then that story falls off to, the back of the front section of the paper. You see, the reason that these things continuously have been happening is because they have been hiding the true prophecy, the prophecy that is certain. Which prophecies are certain? You know which prophecies are certain? That the Most High's chosen people will be awakened at the end. The Most High will give us back our heritage. The Most High will raise up his people once again. This, okay, and many others are the prophecies. These are the prophecies that are certain. God will take vengeance upon the wicked. These are the prophecies that are certain. The prophecies that they're making up are not certain because they're just events that are being used to keep the people asleep. So long as you continue to listen to the other nations and their prophecies and their fake stories, the longer you will stay asleep. Very simple. Many of these people say they're Bible believing Christians. Then why don't you believe the Bible from 1801? Why don't you believe the older Bibles that have the precepts? Why haven't you taken the time to cross-reference the precepts in order to get the correct understanding and the correct context from a couple hundred years ago? Instead of trying to just instead of just, giving all of your faith to your pastors and your priests. I would want to know which prophecies are for certain. I'd want to know who are the wicked and why is God taking vengeance upon them. Because it's not saying anything about a rapture. contrary to popular demand or popular understanding, the Left Behind series is fiction. It is not what is going to happen in the near future. It is not your get out of jail free card. The Left Behind series is not your get out of jail free card. If you look at the bottom, this is the front page of that Bible, and it's from 1801. This Bible, I'll let you know, does not have as many precepts, but what it does have is like a good summary of every chapter of the whole Bible. And so we're going to be hitting up different things. We're going to be hitting up new information, but we're also going to be getting into the scriptures and making these connections so that people can see which prophecies are certain. Because if you're looking at your feed, you're not seeing much of anything as far as the truth is concerned. You don't see them talking about the Israelites. They'll give you a little story here, a little story there. They're going to practice again. They're going to get their, they're going to practice because they're going after Iran. Oh, they're going to practice more, they're going to have joint practices with this country and that country and this and that. And then what happens with that story? Falls off the front page. It goes back to the back of the front section. You don't hear about it again. Because they have no control over prophecy. Only the Most High does. Only the Most High dictates truth. You don't think that maybe the Egyptians, when we were, under their thumb, when we're going through, when we're at the end of our time of being, enslaved by them, and they saw the writing on the wall, if they weren't coming up with probably fake stories in order to keep the people calm. They don't want the people to realize that they've lost their power and that nothing that they do can stop what's coming. That's what you're seeing today. They have no power. All they can do is give you smoke and mirrors. And that's all that they're doing, is giving you nothing but smoke and mirrors. And then they just tried out their same pastors and priests, priesthood of Mahan. They'll apologize for something, but there's no teeth in it. They'll apologize for something, or they'll have one of their pastors come out there and say, I was wrong this whole time about tithing, but keep giving me money. Just don't call it a tithe anymore. Just change it up to something different. That's all that they have, because I'm sure that just like when Egypt the first time had lost their power, and they didn't want the people to realize that they'd lost their power, that they were probably making up stories. If you remember in the Ten Commandments movie, when Ramses had met with Moses before the hail came that turned to fire, remember he said, "Oh, well, the blood and the water came from this, and this plague came from that." They were trying to find all these scientific explanations for the plagues because they didn't want to believe that the Most High had turned against the Egyptians and that the Most High had taken away their power. Fast forward to today. People don't want to realize that the Most High has taken away the Gentiles' blessings. So therefore, they're still going to try to make it seem as if the Gentiles are in charge and their prophecy is all about the Gentiles, all the while trying to ignore the Israelites. But just like back then, we had served our punishment. Once we had we had completed our time under the captivity of the Egyptians the first time, they lost their power. Looks like exactly the same thing is repeating itself today. That's why they keep coming up with all these fake stories every day. Oh, we're going to take Taiwan, but we're going to have to wait till November. Oh, we're going to take Taiwan, but you know what? Yeah, I'm going to wait for the United States to get all of their forces over here so we can all make sure that we're all together at one time. So, we're all at 100%. Because that's the way that most people want to fight, is at 100%. They don't want an element of surprise. Well, we do want an element of surprise because we want to do like a Pearl Harbor like attack on the Americans before we take over Taiwan. We're just going to let all of our plans just leak out into into the media. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense because they have no power, and the Most High is exposing them. And people who are awakened can see that. The ones who are not awakened, they see it too, but they're too afraid to admit the truth. They're too afraid to admit the fact that they have been lied to about everything, and that they are going to have to pay for the sins of their fathers, just like we did. This right here is one little section of Second Esdras 15 and 8. Okay, and it's got a couple of precepts that I took that I took some pictures of. It says, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." See, this is like the balancing act that we need to do as the chosen people. Not only do we need to work on ourselves, but we know we got to, also let the world know that our brothers and sisters are up there in the heavens. They are the souls of the just, and they are complaining to the Father continually. They want their recompense as well. And the Most High does not say, "Hey, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. You're not gonna, I'm gonna forgive everybody. Everyone that says white Jesus is good." No, that's not what's going on right here. He just tells them to wait and be patient. He's waiting for a certain number before he comes and wrecks shop. See, these are the prophecies that are certain. These are the prophecies that are certain. Not the ones that they're making up about Russia being Gog and Magog, and everyone's gonna, America's gonna be destroyed, and then they can't protect their friends, and then Israel's gonna be by themselves, and then they're gonna turn back to, to white Jesus, and he's gonna save them. That's all part of your left behind fiction, or your fictional account of prophecy. And they're going to try their best to continue with these fake stories and these fake fulfillments of prophecy, because that's all that they have. Most High is not going to let them just bring destruction worldwide. The Most High is the one that brings destruction, not man. Most High might use men, to fulfill his will. But as far as them having the power just to do whatever they want to do, that's a farce. That's not true. They were able to do all the things they did to us because the Most High allowed them, because we were going through our punishment. And as you can see, that is now coming to an end. And then their power to be able to do those types of things to us is coming to an end as well. Even though they're trying their best to put news stories out there as if they still have all this power. They're using Trump, and we're gonna do search warrants, and look, they're finally going after the criminal activity of these presidents. Yeah, right. You believe that for reals? You really believe that all of a sudden now they're going to go after these presidents and make them pay for the illegal activities that they've all committed all of a sudden? Nah, that's just another story to get your blood boiling, get those Trump supporters all upset, Turn, their thoughts and away from how bad things are going. Take their thoughts away from China. Take their thoughts away from Russia. Take their thoughts away from the 100 missiles that fell harmlessly and in some field or whatever. It's just going to be another story to keep you away from the prophecies that are certain. So it's got a cuff. You look to the right there. It's not really clear. It's kind of hard to get a picture, but I took pictures of the couple of precepts. Okay. See, Revelation 19 and 2. I think this was 2. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. That's what is going to happen in the future. These are the future prophecies that are certain. He's judging this great whore who did corrupt the earth. And that's exactly what you see. The whole earth is corrupted. Just look at like these people who's coming up with their stories, coming up with, they're trying to come up with their prophecies. They say the reason that they're all wrong all the time is because they have been corrupted by the great whore. The great whore has refused to let you know who the Israelites are. He's refused to let you know who the Bible focuses upon. The great whore is just busy keeping you, like a dog running around chasing its tail. And again, which of these prophecies are certain? That the Most High is going to avenge the blood of his servants at her hand. The Most High, those prophecies are for certain. That the Most High is going to avenge the blood of his servants at her hand. That's why they got to give you all these other stories in order to keep you away from that fact. Revelation 6. Let's see here. 6 and 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Again, these are the prophecies that are true. That the Most High is going to avenge the blood of his servants. So no matter how many stories they give you, how many, times they say this is about to happen, this is going down, the economy's crashing, this is going here. It's amazing how the economy is crashing every single week, but then the stock market's going up 400 points a day, 300 points a day, 600 points a day. Bad news comes and the stock market's jumping up because they want to give you that bad news in order to give you that fear, but they also want to make sure that they're making money and lining their pocketbooks in order for them to enjoy their heaven simultaneously. Keep you in fear while they're making money so they can enjoy their heaven. They know that this is their heaven. They have no intentions of trying to bring it down. That's why the Father is going to do that. So like we said, just know that this prophecy is certain. If you don't know, if you haven't read 2 Esdras 15, look it up. God will take vengeance upon the wicked, upon Egypt, and horrible vision. Babylon and Asia are threatened. These are the prophecies that are happening now. And these are the ones that they've been hiding from you. And if you want to know about them, search it out. Go read it for yourself. Not these fake stories they keep coming up with all the time. He says he's going to avenge the blood of his saints. No matter what they say, as far as it's not true, this and that, doesn't matter what they say. Just like the Egyptians in the past lost power when we served our punishment, the same thing is happening again. The Egyptians now have lost power Okay? Because we have completed our punishment. All praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who was wisdom? Who was the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.